Hello and welcome to the course on C Programming Learn to Code series. This is the 24th lecture of Unit 2, and in this lecture we will continue our discussion on operators in C. In the previous lecture we talked about arithmetic operators and relational operators, and in this lecture we will complete the discussion of assignment operator and logical operator. So let's begin. So the first operator that we are about to discuss is your assignment operator. So generally an assignment operator is represented by equal to symbol in C programming language. So whenever we are trying to create a variable, means after creating a variable, whenever I want to assign a value to that variable, we are generally using this assignment operator. For an example, here a syntax is given how the assignment operator is written. So we will write the left side of the assignment operator must be a variable name, and the right side can be a value or an expression. So whenever the expressions gets calculated, then that value will be assigned to your variable name. If you have not specified any expression, you have directly providing any value, then also it will be assigned to this variable. If you see here in this side, I have taken two examples that represents x is equal to 25, where 25 is a integer number that I want to assign to x. Obviously there must be semicolon over here if it is a C statement. So might be I have mistakenly not specified the semicolon. So if you will write x is equal to 25, that means I am assigning 25 to the variable x. And in the second example, I am showing y is equal to z plus 23. So what does it mean? It means the value of z, whatever that may be, whatever the value of g may be, that value gets added to 23 and it will be assigned to y. So here g plus 23 represents your expression, and this y represents a variable. Remember, we cannot write something like this, 25 is equal to x. So this is not the way we are writing in C programming language, because every time a right side value is always assigned to the left side value, right? So that's why every time the left side value of a assignment operator must be a variable. So right side value is sometimes called your R value, and left side value is sometimes called L value. Okay, if you see something, suppose if you write something like this, let's say I will write z plus 23 is equal to x, then this expression will show you an error that is called L value required. Okay, so this type of error will be shown to you in your whenever you run this line in a C programming environment. So what does this L value required means? You have mentioned an expression in the left side of assignment symbol which is impossible. That's why you should follow this convention of writing your assignment symbol whenever you want to assign a value to the variable. Okay. Another interesting factor involved in your assignment operator is called the shorthand assignment operator. For an example, suppose if you want to write a is equal to a plus 5. So in this case, you are repeating a 2 times. Okay. But C says that it can be easily written in this format also. How? So we can write a plus equal to 5. So what does it mean? It means a is equal to a plus 5. Actually the meaning is this. So whenever the compiler see this type of line, a plus equal to 5, that means he understand that it will be executed like this, a is equal to a plus 5. So he will perform the operation and assign the value to a. Got it? So this type of notation is actually called your shorthand notation. Shorthand notation for assignment operators. So there are several shorthand notations are available. So I have created a table for that. So if you see here, this part I have already discussed. A is equal to a plus 1 can be written as a plus equal to 1. Similarly, if you want to write a is equal to a minus 1, then you can write a minus equal to 1, right? And again, you can also use the shorthand notation for writing the expressions too. So here you can see a is equal to a into n minus 1, which can also be written as a into equal to n minus 1. So this is into equal to is a shorthand notation over here. Similarly, a equal to a divided by n minus 1, this can be written as a divided equal to n minus 1. And here a is equal to a percentage b, so that also can be written as a percentage equal to b. So we can use the assignment symbol along with some other operators to make it a shorthand notation, but the expression should be in this form where a is repeated in many cases. That's why it is possible to write those things like this. So I hope you understand the concept of assignment symbol. I will execute some of the programs using this assignment symbol and show you what actually how it is get executed in your C programming language. So that's all about assignment operator. Let's go for the discussion of relational operator. Now, the logical operator. So there are three different logical operator has been provided by your C programming language. One is called your AND operator. This is called AND, or it is sometimes called logical AND. Okay. Similarly, this is 2 bar we are using for showing your logical OR operator, and this exclamation mark operator will be used to represent a logical NOT operator. So the truth table of these operators are shown over here, but I don't want to explain it over here. In the next slide, I will show you how this truth table has been generated. Okay, so just remember that there will be three logical operators provided by your C programming language, that is logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. So let us first discuss the logical AND operator. So to make you understand what is a logical AND operator, I am taking an analogy, or I am taking an interesting example over here, so that you never forget how the AND operator works. So let's say you have a battery and a bulb. Okay, and I want to connect this battery with the bulb to make it glow. So let's say the connection is something like this. So this is this red line showing the switch. Switch means when either it can be two position, either it is on or it is off. So there can be two positions. So on represents your 1, off represents your 0. So here both are not connected to this wire. Okay, that's why those are in the off condition. So off condition means it is represented by 0 and 0. So whenever the wires are not connected, that means it is in off condition, the bulb will not glow. So that means bulb will not glow means the answer is 0. So whenever the inputs are 0, 0, then the bulb will not glow. That's why the answer will be also 0. Similarly, consider this situation where one switch is connected. Okay, so one switch is connected means the represent with 1, and the second switch is not connected. That means for 1, 0, one switch connected and second switch is not connected, then also the bulb will not glow. That's why the value will be 0, right? And similarly, consider the third situation. Here the first switch is not connected, but the second switch is connected. So that means for 0 and 1, one switch is not connected. Obviously the bulb will not glow because no power supply is present over here. That's why the bulb will not glow, and hence the value will be 0. And the final one, whenever both the switches are connected, that is 1, 1, then we can see that the bulb will glow. So that means bulb glow means it will be 1. So you can easily understand that whenever both the switch are not connected means in the situation 0, 0, the output is 0. For 1, 0, the output is 0. For 0, 1, the output is 0. And for the 1, 1, the output is 1. So I have drawn the AND operation table. So here you can see whenever the inputs are 0, 0, then it will not glow. If any of the input in both the case, this case and this case, any of the input is 0, that means the bulb will not glow. That means the output will be 0. But whenever both the switches are connected, or whenever both the inputs are 1, 1, then only the output will be 1. Okay, I hope you understand how the AND operation works. Now let us go for the OR operation. So in the OR operation, we are also taking the same analogy. So we have a battery and a bulb. Now I have connected the battery and bulb in this format. That means if the current will flow this way, then also the bulb will glow. If the current will flow this way, then also the bulb will glow. And if the current flow in both the way, then also the bulb will glow. So this initial situation, that is, it is not connected, so that means this situation is represented with 0 and 0, because both the switches are not connected to this. That's why the bulb will not glow. So that means whenever 0 0, the output will be 0. That means bulb will not glow. But now consider the second situation. In this situation, what will happen? I have connected the switch in this side and this switch is open. So that means the current will flow in this way and the bulb will glow. So for 0 1, the output becomes 1. Similarly, if you consider the first switch is connected but the second switch is not connected, still the current will pass through this path. That's why the bulb will glow. So that means for 1 0 also the bulb will glow, that is 1. And finally, if both way the current has been passed, then also the bulb will glow. So for 1 and 1, the bulb will glow. So that is 1. So let me draw the truth table. So the truth table over here can say that whenever any of the input is 1, like for this case both the inputs are 1, so that's why the output is 1. In this case the one input is 1, that's why the output is 1. In this case also one input is 1, that's why the output is 1. So in OR operator, only situation when the output becomes 0 will be whenever both the inputs are 0. So I think it is clear for and OR operator. And the last operator, that is your NOT operator, which is a unary operator. Whenever unary operator is given to any variable, then 0 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 0. That means it only alters the value. If you are inputting 0, then the output becomes 1, and if you are inputting 1, then the output becomes 0. Whenever input is 0, output is 1, 1 becomes 0. So that's all for all the logical operator discussion. Now what I will do is I will take some examples to explain you the So let us take an example using our VS Code. So suppose I want to show you all the assignment operator first. Let's say I will write int x, right? So I will write x is equal to 25 semicolon. Now if I'll print the value, printf %d comma x bracket close semicolon. Now let me save it. So what I have written, I have written 3 lines. I have declared a variable, then I have assigned the value 25 to x. Finally I want to print the value. Now if I run it, you can see easily that 25 gets displayed. But as I have already told you, if I write something like this, 25 is equal to x, let me see what happened to this particular program. Control S. Now let me run it. You can see, so this is an error. So what the error is showing? It is showing L value required as left operand of assignment. That means left value cannot be a constant, it must be a variable, so that the right value should be assigned to that variable location. So that's why it is showing an error. So this is the concept of your L value and the R value. Finally, let us write another thing over here. So if I can write x is equal to 34 plus 29. Okay, so this is the expression I'm showing. So I'm trying to write an expression. I want to assign it x. So Control S. Now let me run it. So you can see the answer is 63, which is the addition of these two numbers. Now suppose I want to write x is equal to x plus 29. So here also what it will show you. So x has no value, so I need to assign some value to it. Let's say x is equal to 20. Okay, so now I have assigned x is equal to 20. Then I am writing x is equal to x plus 29. So that means 29 plus 20 becomes 49, and 49 will be assigned to x. So the answer must be 49. So let's see. Control S. Now run it. So you can see the answer is 49. Now this line can also be written something like this. So x plus equal to 29. So this is the shorthand notation. So let me make it comment line so that it will not be executed. Now see this line, x plus equal to 29. So Control S. Now see whether the same output is coming or not. Yes, the same output is coming. So that means this is the shorthand notation for your assignment symbol. So that's all for your assignment symbols. Let us discuss about the logical operators that we have discussed right now. Let me clear the screen here. Then let us discuss about your logical operators. So let's say to discuss a logical operator, what I will do is I will declare three variables. One is x, which let's say we are assigning 0 to it. Then we are declaring second variable, we are assigning 0 to it, and the variable z. So three variables I have taken. So z is equal to, let's say, x and y. So you can see here I am assigning z is equal to x plus y. That means x is 0, y is 0, and we are using AND operation. We know that by using AND operation, the answer must be 0 because both the switches are not connected. That means the ball will not glow. Okay. So let me print the value of z. Printf %d, comma z, bracket close, semicolon. So Control S. Let me run it. You can see here. So the answer is 0 because it is both are 0. Now if I'll make it 1 here, Control S, then also the output must be 0 according to our concept, because both the to print 1, both the input must be 1. So if I'll execute it, you can see the answer is 0 again. So similarly, if I'll make it 1 here and 0 here, Control S. Now if I'll run it, you can see the answer is again 0. But if you'll make it 1 and 1, Control S, then you can see that the answer is 1. So for 1, 1, the answer will be 1, but for other cases, other three cases, there will be 0. So you can test it for OR operator also. So if you make it here OR operator, so let's say this is your OR operator, and if you will execute it, then what will happen? Both the inputs are 1, so the answer will be 1. Similarly, if any input is also 1, the output will be 1. So let me run it. You can see, so the answer is 1. Similarly, if both the inputs are 0, okay, both the inputs are 0, you can see, so the answer is 0 over here, right? So I'm thinking that you are understanding the concept. Sorry. Now let us discuss something more over here. Suppose I am writing over here, let's say AND operation. Now if I'll put 5 over here, 5, and here let's say 7. Now what do you think what should be the output of this particular program? I am not taking 0 and 1 over here. We are taking some integers like 5 and 7. So what do you think what should be the output? The output in this case also, the output will be 1. Why it is 1? Because every non-zero element becomes treated as 1. That's why x becomes 1 and y becomes 1. So 1 and 1 becomes 1. So the output will be 1. So let me show you. Control S, run it. So you can see this is 1. So why it is 1? Because actually here it is not 0. So not 0 means anything not 0 means that is positive. That means, sorry, anything not 0 means that is 1. So that's why this is 5 and 7. That's why the output becomes 1. Okay. Now let me, in this particular example, suppose I will make it 0 over here. Okay, so what do you think what should be the output? As the one input becomes 0, then output must be 0. So other value is 7. So this 7, whether it is 7 or it may be anything, but as one value is already 0, so the output must be 0 for this case. So let me execute it. So the output becomes 0. So I hope you understand the concept, that is AND OR operation as well as your assignment operator. Let us note some questions over here, a quiz type of questions. You can solve it of your own and check the output. And if you are finding the answer correctly, then kindly reply with the comment window. So for an example, suppose I will ask you a question something like this. If x is equal to 0 and y equal to 1. Okay. And in this situation, we know that the output will be, sorry, this, so I should not give this type of question. Let us change the question. Suppose I will write 7.5. Okay. x is equal to 7.5 and y is equal to 3.4. So just note down this question and try to find out the answer, what should be the output of this particular program. Okay, and check for changing this AND operator to OR operator and check whether the answers are different or similar. So that's all for the today's class. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.